This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So, we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it was so cool.
Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer, and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool. But they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, find a location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks. Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard those
It's Friday night. That means high school basketball right here on IndianaSRN. Tonight from Heritage Christian High School, it's the Eagles at 4-5. They've won their last 3. They'll be hosting the Warriors of Covenant Christian. They've won 8 in a row and coming to this one at 9-1 on the season. Tonight's game brought to you in part by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. Burtner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. Great to have you with us tonight. Another night of high school basketball. I'm the good-looking one, Troy Nergowski. Keith Myers, the coach, just to my right. Great to have you with us here at Heritage Christian High School. And, well, this ought to be a good one here tonight. Something's got to give because both teams are on winning streaks.
Yeah, both teams are on winning streaks. It is a conference game. It's very important to win those conference games. That's what you set up first of the year is one of the things that you set as a goal is to win the conference. You look at the conference standings, who's on top of it, but Covenant Christian at 1-0. Guerin Catholic has 1-0. Chittard's struggling. They play Guerin tonight, so that could be interesting. They're 1-1. Brebeuf, Roncalli, and then Heritage Christian is 0-2. Brebeuf and Roncalli will not play their conference games until the end of January and the beginning of February.
Wow.
So the conference could be wide open and waiting for the winner sometime in February.
All right, what's the importance? And listen, I've got to mention that Coach won a lot of conference championships during your tenure.
Okay.
He told me to say that, so I thought I'd throw that in there. But when you think of maybe one of the keys to your season and one of the goals to your season is, first off, winning that conference championship, winning a sectional and moving on, but that first one has to be the conference.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate that I won 5 conference tournaments when we were at Horizon. One of the things that we said is, okay, we play somebody non-conference on Monday. We play our conference game on Friday. Let's get everybody healthy to play Friday.
Yeah.
If you're limp or got an ankle, you're sitting out Monday because that game really doesn't matter other than I would like to have more wins.
Yeah.
But the conference game was very important. The one thing I hated is our athletic director played our conference game on Friday and turned around and played our conference game on Saturday afternoon. Now, I wanted to fire her, but I was married to her, so we just stick with it. But in all seriousness, that's how the conference was scheduled. Also, interesting that what we did in our conference was you might have played this guy on Friday night. The next Friday night, you were away playing that same opponent. So you knew each other and you knew the frequencies, and I kind of like that until you get beat on the road. Because as Heritage has won several games in a row, those all have been home games. Their season is set for them where their tough games, literally, Troy, are on the road.
Yeah.
At home. And that's a big advantage, especially tonight, this crowd, because they were expecting a big crowd because they opened the bleachers behind us tonight.
There you go.
They don't do that very often.
Well, you have two teams here that one team has been consistently winning from the beginning, and that is Covenant Christian. We certainly had a good time watching them win the Morristown tournament, and they beat Bishop Chittard in the championship there, and they played extremely well. On the other side, this Eagles basketball team, they've won 3 in a row. I mean, they got off to a 1-5 start. Things were not looking good, but now all of a sudden they're starting to roll a little bit better, especially after they went over Tinley the other night.
Talking to Coach Wallace the other day, he said that something snapped. After that loss, their last loss, something snapped, and someone said in the locker room, we're not going to lose anymore. We're going to play together as a team. They've been praying together. Now, they got some injuries, nip and buds, that they're playing through, which is really a great attribute for this ball club, because sometimes that's hard to do. If you're hurting, and you've been there, you're hurting, you don't really feel good, but you just suck it up. He's really pleased about the way they're playing. And I tell you what, if I'm Covenant Christian, I would let Mr. Basketball Candidate do what he needs to do. I would worry about Mr. Wiggins. Mr. Wiggins is a great deal. Andrew can play. Plus, they have a couple point guards that can light it up as well.
Well, and the man you're talking about a little bit ago, outside of Andrew Wiggins and what he's able to do, is Miles Colvin. Let's talk about the elephant in the room there. The young man is a Mr. Basketball candidate, but the one thing about it, as we talked about before, you're going to have to win, and you're going to have to win deep into the tournament if you're going to be considered. I don't think there's any doubt about it. He's going to be an Indiana All-Star, but is he good enough now to be considered a Mr. Basketball candidate, especially if they don't win consistently?
One of the things he has to do is he doesn't have to rely on himself. Don't think you have to do everything. Let your teammates work it out. You'll get your own. I mean, that slam jam that we have on Twitter has 6,444 hits. That's going to go up. And that was just one of 4 slams. Yeah. And, Greg is our producer tonight. I'm sure he's going to do a highlight reel for us if he's got one. And if you're covering a Christian, that's not what you want him to do. If he slams the ball, this gymnasium will go nuts, and the momentum will go crazy for you. So you got to watch that. But he's just got to play within himself and let his teammates help him and not do it all.
Well, it was good timing when you talk about the highlight film he put together the other day, because then the Indianapolis Star just did a report on him.
And used that film in that report.
They did.
Yeah.
And it was a nice article about Miles, and, of course, he's going to Purdue. But I liked it because he was very humble about it, and I'll tell you why. Because he talked about his teammates. He talked about Wiggins. I like the Dylan Doss kid. He's a very, very good guard. And when you see them put everything together like you did the other night against Tinley, they can be very good. So they don't want to revert back to the other things they'd been doing during that losing streak.
And I watched that game. I'm sure you watched that game to get ready for this game. Allmeyer played very well as well. And, for the first time in a while, they actually took some charges, which surprised me because, a lot of people said, well, Heritage is soft. On Tuesday night, they didn't look like they were soft. They looked like they were a team. We saw a team just like them, Mount Vernon. They're very young. Now, Covenant has a little bit more age than Mount Vernon, but when you're supposed to win and you don't, it gets kind of ugly in that locker room. When you have that meeting and then all of a sudden everybody believes in what you're saying, it's a big deal.
Well, if you're a senior and you're Doss and you're Colvin and you're Wiggins, you want to make sure this is going to count, because this is your last go-around. You can't come back and do it again, so you better get it right here pretty soon.
Especially with this game. And I will tell people outside Indianapolis probably don't know the rivalry, but this was a football rivalry big time, and they always wanted to play each other. All of a sudden, the basketball team got involved with it a couple years ago. This is a nice, friendly Christian game.
Yeah, it is.
Until the ball gets thrown up, and then it gets pretty physical. And you'll see both coaches work the officials. You'll see the players maybe flop a little bit. It will be a lot of fun and a lot of entertaining. And I'll just spoil you. Magic number is 60. You got to get to 60 to win this game tonight.
All right, we'll come back. We'll talk about the Warriors. Where do they stand right now? They're having a great year through 10 games. It's coming up as we continue here in the pregame on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
Is very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners, because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back here at Heritage Christian, the Eagles and the Warriors of Covenant Christian. Well, we are very familiar, again, with both these teams. We've had an opportunity to call several of their games, not just this year, but in the last couple of years as well. For Covenant Christian, 9-1 on the season. They are playing extremely well, as we mentioned just moments ago. They won the Morristown tournament, an opportunity for us to go to Morristown and watch that tournament and call most of those games, and they played really well. They're on a roll right now.
Yeah, the neat thing about Covenant Christian has been with IndianaSRN for 14 years. This is our 14th season with them. Athletic director that was there took us on a whim and said, well, maybe work. And 14 years later, David Pfeiffer and Micah Wolf has really done a nice job of beef up our schedule. And we got not only boys but the girls and all the other sports. And it's just it's a good marriage.
Yeah.
We've been with Heritage now. This is the 5th year with Heritage Christian. So they know what we do. They know how we promote. And you're right, that Morristown tournament was a lot of fun. We got to see some really neat teams in the southern part of the state that we're not familiar with, and we saw good ball. Then you have 2 teams in the same conference playing for the championship. Place was rocking, stocking robots, and it comes down to a 4-point win by Covenant Christian. Scott Platt's been around for 14-plus years, knows how to win, motivates him. The key player for their team tonight, I think, has to be the big guy. I think the Walsh kid has to play well, and I think Tony Platt has to post up as a guard, has to post up and get some cheap fouls on Wiggins.
Yeah, you mentioned Wyatt Wash averaging nearly 10 points per game. He's a guy who can step outside. He hits about 35% from three-point range. Tony Platt has really, I think, come into his own this year. A player that's much more under control than what we saw last year, averaging over 13 points, almost 4 rebounds, and then 6 assists per game. This guy does a little bit of everything, but, the other thing that he's done much better is he's shooting much better, 52% on the year.
The other thing is he's the quarterback of the football team, and football season's over for Tony, but the abuse and the bumps and wear and tear, he'll be on the floor. He'll go, he reminds me of Brian Cardinal a long time ago at Purdue. He'll get on the floor, and he'll slide on the floor, and he'll try to motivate his team. I think that's a big key with Tony, the maturity level. This is his team, and he takes them under control. The other kid that I forgot to mention was Andrew Crane. He lit things up in Morristown in the first semifinal game. You look at they're beefy, they're big. It's going to be a lot of fun to see these teams go at it tonight.
By the way, Sam Ware, another guy we'll watch for tonight when you speak of big guys down inside. Ware, a 6'6 junior, averaging nearly 4 points per game. And then Jamison Laughlin. I like this young man, 6-foot junior. He'll shoot from 3 at about 35%. He's a 50% field goal shooter, averages nearly 6 points per game as well. So they kind of have a little bit of everything. Go inside, outside. They can get down the floor. They will play defense. And the other thing you'll probably notice overall, they shoot 48% as a team, and I'll take any time you can shoot 48% as a team.
Yeah, and if you look at their turnovers rate is a lot better than what they have been.
9.7.
That is not bad.
Yeah.
If you're a coach and you can stay underneath 10, you should be smiling right now. Covenant Heritage is a little bit higher than that. I think they're at 12 or 13. I think that will be the key. Points off the turnover. Turnover may not hurt you, but if there's points scored off that turnover, I think that's where the rub is, so to speak, tonight.
All right, one of the key I'm going to point out here, and this gives you kind of an idea where Heritage Christian is. 4 of the 5 losses that they have had this year have been 6 points or less. That gives you a pretty good idea. We think, well, they're 4-5, they're not playing very well, but they've been in just about every game that they've had this year, and when they did lose, they lose to the number 1 team in 2A by 12, so they've been right there.
Yeah, and those are, you look at that caused you to go bald, and I'm bald. I can't tell you how many games you lose by 1 point, and you, as a coach, you take that personally, because what could I do differently? Did I call the wrong scheme? Those type of things. But Warren, I talked to Warren yesterday. Nah, we'll be all right. We all right. Okay, I saw him tonight, and he goes, we're all right. Well, you look nice tonight in your sweat. Well, I'm wearing a tie tonight. Yeah, Warren is dressed up tonight.
Well, Covenant again at 9-1. You have Heritage Christian coming in at 4-5. Each team on winning streaks. Covenant has won 8 straight. Heritage Christian, they've won 3 straight. You see the officials are here. Both the head coaches have their teams ready to go. It's going to be a barn burner in this one here tonight. We'll not only keep you updated on this game, we'll keep you updated on some of the other games that are going on. There's a lot of big games going on around the state of Indiana tonight, and believe it or not, we're getting very close to the halfway point of the boys. We're well past that for the girls' season as well.
And we have been blessed because David Howard, the official on your far right, has been doing this game and been doing soccer for a long, long time. Does a great job. I think he's got a couple of years left, but does a great job. Looking forward to it.
We'll come back. The starting lineups and tip-off coming up next right here on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Let's go to our public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups. There we have the starters. Again, for Heritage, it'll be Dost, Allemeyer, along with Colvin, Duncan, and Wiggins. For the Warriors, Flat, Wash, Laughlin, Crane, and Ware. Keys to this one.
The guy in the yellow shoes,
yeah,
let him do whatever you want him to do, guard, stop everybody else. I'm serious. And you got to play defense. Got to play straight up, got to rebound, and keep them to shoot one shot. For Covenant Christian, get this crowd out of the game to the get-go, hit your free throws, and by all means, do not turn the ball over more than 12 times or you will not win this game.
By the way, if Colvin goes for like 60, what happens then?
Then I had the wrong keys. I did that once. I had to keep. We're going to stop this kid. He had 55. They had 59. We lost 59 to 48.
All right, it'll be Heritage Christian basketball. Almar drives baseline, intended that pass for Wiggins, and a turnover in their first possession.
As Heritage Christian will go man-to-man. Thank you very much for joining us.
Coach mentioned a little bit ago we might see the first team to 60 winning this one. There is Flat down low, and Flat gets first 2 points of the ball game.
I have not missed that thing at all yet. I've done 3 games this week.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So you're on a roll, too.
It will crash very quickly.
That is Colvin. We'll see him a lot out on the perimeter.
And they're almost chasing. Oh,
well, Colvin just stepped out and hit a 3, so he shows his versatility out beyond the 3-point line.
That matchup zone may not be the one to stop you.
Well, we saw college basketball. There's a 3 the other way. That's good.
That's Wash.
It's Wash getting, by the way, it's 35% from 3-point range.
That's pretty good.
And now 5-3, Covenant with the lead.
I noticed Greg Smith, our producer, won in horse tonight.
Yeah.
Were you not feeling good?
I wasn't. Yeah, I was off tonight.
Okay, all right.
Just didn't have it.
That granny shot from half court was amazing.
It was great. Looked like Rick Barry from out there.
And he called it, too.
He did. Here's the drive by Doss. Colvin pulls up from 17. Got another one, and he is hot early.
He's in rhythm.
Quickly back the other way. That is Flat. Covenant wasting no time getting their offense into the half court. Flat was trapped in the corner. Pass will find Wash, and he gets it to go. A second 3-pointer by Wyatt Wash, and it's 8-5.
And if you're a Covenant Christian, you kind of like those rims because they're a little soft. You can't hear it from where you are, but that's a little tink. That's a little soft. That's nice.
So now the Eagles with the basketball once again. That is Wiggins out front now to Colvin. You see the Warriors stay in the zone. The shot's going to be missed by Allmeyer. We'll head back the other way. And that pass intended there for Wash, and it goes out of bounds. First turnover now for the Warriors.
Substitution already for Covenant Christian as Cole Loudon comes in.
And that'll bring Allmeyer to the bench. So right now is Miles Colvin 5. Wyatt Wash has 6. Tony Flat with 2 points. You see the Warriors are going to stay in that zone defense. They're going to really challenge the Eagles to shoot it from the outside in the second turnover as Wiggins unable to hold on to the basketball. Now Covenant into the half court. That's Ware. And they got to keep an eye on Andrew Crane. He'll shoot it. Here's a 3-pointer. Good the other way as Tony Flat now has 5.
This is going to be a nice little high-scoring game possibly.
No kidding. Covenant shooting lights out here early, and we have a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. And this would go against number 11. I think they got Wyatt Wash, and they did. That's going to be his first. Don't see that happen too often, though, in that zone.
Yeah, that's a way. Coven was breaking to the basket. He was holding him, and that's a good call off ball.
So now the Eagles off the inbound. Colvin fires and hits another one, another 3-pointer, and guess who is really stroking it tonight? Miles Colvin. Nice pass. Here is Ware. Ware, shot fake, blocked by Wiggins. They'll get it back into the hands of Flat.
Flat was thinking about lighting it up, and that's in Martinsville.
So now Covenant back in the half court as they will get it to the high post. Here is Crane. Once again to Flat, driving, kicks it in the corner, and Wash can't hold on. Second turnover now for the Warriors.
That extra hop on that bounce pass. I think that would be better for the chest pass, but probably had no control to do that. Wiggins is out of the game already quick.
Yeah, Wiggins out. I was going to mention that's the second time Flatt has kind of caught himself down there in the baseline. He got the last pass out there, but this one just off the mark. Each team now with 2 turnovers.
Luke Peters is in the game for Covenant Christian. He wears 24.
Yeah, Peters at 6'8", setting that high screen.
We've seen him do some neat stuff.
Colvin misses short this time.
That's the first one he missed. That was online, though.
Well, that's not bad. He's shooting 75%. Ball barely gets into the hands there of Andrew Crane. Here is the drive, and the shot on the way missed by Flatt.
But he needs to do that to put penetration and put pressure on that defense.
Colvin, baseline, floater, no. Rebound, Wash.
Might have forced that shot.
Yeah, Warriors want to get quickly down the floor. That's Flatt down on the baseline, draws the double team. The kick out the 3, no by Crane. And the rebound by Loudon. Well, I didn't think both teams would stay hot all in the opening period.
Yep.
Yeah. So things kind of settling down here a little bit with 3 minutes remaining. There is Dylan Dawson. We have seen Dylan light things up. Once he gets rolling, he can be really good on offense.
And he does really well when he's running.
Colvin drives, and we've got a blocking foul against the Warriors. And that's going to go against Andrew Crane. So Miles Colvin will go to the free throw line, all 8 points now for the Eagles.
I like the yellow shoes tonight.
You know what they say, if you wear shoes like that, you better be able to play. And I think he can play.
I never wore shoes like that.
Yeah, so say, you had the team shoes. They all look the same, right?
I had my Chuck Taylors. The high top white one that had red dots to put R and L, so I knew what foot to put it in. And I still put in one wrong most of the time. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding.
Well, I don't think you are. Second free throw's on the way. Missed them both.
Wow.
Colvin had a chance to get into double figures in the opening quarter. So it'll stay at 3. That is Tony Flatt working the point. He'll have the ball in his hands quite a bit here tonight. Ware picks up the dribble.
Yeah, you don't pick up the dribble way out there.
Here's a 3 on the way, short, as Wash can't get it to go.
I don't think that's the offense that coach wants to run.
Well, they invite both teams. A nice little give and go in the lane. Left-hand scoop shot, no. Tipped up, yes.
Give that to 22.
That's going to be it. Take that back, 22, Loudon. So it's a 1-point lead. That wasn't a pretty good effort, though, on the first shot there by Loudon. Good defense out on the perimeter by Peters. The drive inside to Flatt, and Flatt's going to get fouled. I think it's going to be on the floor. It looks like they will. I think that was number. They call number 10.
Yes, sir.
So Landon Schnippel picks up the foul. That's going to be his first. Warriors basketball. Now we're seeing both teams pretty much work in the half-court zone.
You were saying the other day, it forces you to shoot the ball outside. And if you're not shooting well, it's going to give you nightmares.
Well, you come back the other way and you get Laughlin for his first 3.
Well, it's a 3-fest for Covenant Christian.
It is. That is now their 4th 3-pointer already. And back to a 4-point lead. Peters posting up underneath. Once he doesn't get it, he goes ahead and sets that screen for Colvin, who has it in the corner. Then he turns it over. Laughlin with the steal. Down in numbers, will hold it up and wait for help.
Smart play, young man.
Ball knocked out of bounds there by Doss. Heritage now 3 turnovers. Paxton Bacon, number 23, coming into the lineup. Austin Humbert also in for Covenant. And there's Allmeyer back in for Heritage.
Paxton Bacon did a nice job in that championship game against Morris. Now got some easy buckets.
Got a foul underneath. They're going to get 24. Luke Peters. A little too much handsy down on the low block against Bacon. So under a minute remaining. We remain at 4. That's Wash coming off the screen. Peters able to pick him up quickly to make sure he didn't shoot that 3. Then wide open in the corner. Here's Bacon, missed it. And the rebound pulled down. It'll be Schnippel with the basketball. And a foul out in the open court. That'll go against Laughlin.
Got to get your hands off them. They're going to call that every single time.
Into the lineup will be Isaac Weiniger.
Boy, he's playing deep bench tonight.
Yeah.
And there's 13. Niemeyer,
another three-point threat. He shoots at about 32%. So let's see now if Heritage will play for 1 right here, down by 4. That is Doss with the basketball. By the way, Colvin is out. They're going to give him a chance to rest here for the remainder of this opening period after a productive first quarter with 8 points. The matchup zone still very effective now for Covenant. They're pretty much almost making it look so much like a man, it's kind of hard to tell. Here's Doss, three-pointer on the way, off the mark. The rebound, still a chance from midcourt, on the way, no. And that'll do it for the opening period of play. Covenant leads it by 4.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Hoosier Basketball Magazine. It is in its 53rd year. It is out now. You can order it today by going to HoosierBasketball-magazine.com or call 317-925-8200. Follow the top players in high school and college basketball in the state of Indiana. And we want to thank Kip Wessner and Hoosier Basketball Magazine for their support of IndianaSRN.
Talked to Kip the other day, did a fantastic job, and IndianaSRN is in there frequently.
Mm-hmm. But you still didn't get us on the cover yet, I noticed. So
that ain't going to happen.
Nice pass underneath and flat posting up. He now has 7.
They asked if I wanted to be, and I wanted to do a team, and nah, we don't do teams.
I'm surprised you just didn't say, well, I'll just do it myself then. Knowing what a team player you are, though, you wouldn't do that. Here's Doss. By the way, Colvin back in the lineup as well. That is Colvin working against Crane. Fadeaway jumper, can't get the roll. And after missing, or I should say hitting his first 3 shots, he's missed 3 in a row. So now Kevin had a chance to build on a 6-point lead. Here's Weiniger, drives baseline, knocked out of bounds. Looked like Doss got him from behind. You know, I think you should have been on the cover.
Yeah.
Would you have worn a hairpiece or anything to do that, or would you just,
I got a haircut today, in fact.
just for this game,
well,
right?
the one hair was getting in my eye, so I had to get it trimmed.
That one was...
It bothered me, I'm telling you.
I can understand that. So Covenant again with the basketball.
The dippy-dee-doo doesn't do any justice anymore.
You don't do the comb over?
No.
Okay. Covenant with the basketball. Good patience here in their first possession. Here is the shot on the way. 3-pointer good by Tony Flatt again. He is in double figures with 10.
He's filling it up pretty well, doesn't he?
You know, even in the championship game at Morristown, even though he wasn't shooting well early, he still finished strong, but he does so many other things. that you really got to know where he's at on the floor. Doss drives, took some contact, no on the shot. Crane with a rebound. And now Covenant a chance to get this into double figures. Ball knocked out of bounds. Doss quickly down the floor to make the deflection. Well, Heritage, they started out hot, and now they've gone cold. And Covenant's consistently putting things together here in the half court. And you notice that the Eagles have gone man-to-man. They had jumped into that zone momentarily, but out of it quickly. This is Flat driving baseline, and that's going to be a foul. That will be against Allmeyer. That'll be his first.
It just appears to me that Covenant Christian might be just a tad faster.
Which is hard to believe.
Yeah. Wiggins now coming out. You know, he's playing a lot of illness have been going on, so I think both teams are playing a lot of people.
Boy, Flat barely missed that one as that rims out. Here's Colvin.
3 guys surrounded him when he got into the paint.
Baseline Allmeyer, cut off there by Flat. Back to Colvin, shot on the way, good. What I think his problem is he's not far enough out. Anything inside the three-point line, he misses. Flat on the drive and a foul in the paint. That'll go against Allmeyer. That should be number 2 on him, and it is.
Not really happy with himself because he got caught in no man land.
6-point lead here for Covenant. Crane back inside to Flat. Turnover back the other way. Colvin will take it the distance, and I believe we have a blocking foul, and we will. And Colvin will go to the line for 2. Covenant now with 3 turnovers. And the blocking foul against Crane, that'll be his second.
Scott is saying he got ran over, and the official saying, no, he was leaning.
And you can tell he's not real happy with the call.
No. Well, he wants to get this kid out. Are you kidding me? That's Mr. Basketball. Looks like he might have hurt the finger, but he's rubbing it off, so let's see what he's got.
0 for 2 from the line tonight. Perfect on this one. Looks like Niemeyer stays in. Who is coming out of the lineup? Looks like it's going to be Crane, who came out with those 2 fouls. He is the only player for Covenant in foul trouble. Allmeyer has 2 on the other side. Both free throws good now for Colvin, and now full court pressure. It was just moments ago a 9-point lead at 19-10, so 5 unanswered for Heritage to open up this quarter. Take that back, it's been 5-5 after the 14-10 opening quarter, but then it went to 19-10. And there's another turnover, 4 turnovers now for Covenant.
Got him out of the rhythm a little bit. I still think the way you beat Covenant, you should pound it inside. I'm sorry, Heritage. You pound it inside.
You see this is a Heritage team that plays basically a 3-out, 2-in offense. There's some contact underneath. No whistle. With the basketball was Nolan Duncan. And a baseline drive, turnover the other way, and that'll be number 4 now on Heritage Christian. There is
pretty
Ware
good
back
defense
there.
right there.
Yeah. Ware is in. Wyatt Walsh will take the basketball inbounds, and there you see the pressure again for Heritage.
The post up of Tony Flat, 84 feet away from the basket.
Well, Flat able to bring it across the timeline and set it up again in the half court. A lot of chasing going on here for the Eagles. Ware against Luke Peters, who is back in. Peters again at 6'8". And there's a reaching foul, and that looks like Landon Schnippel picked up his second.
Got to move your feet. You can't reach there.
So he has 2. We mentioned that Allmeyer has 2. And then Andrew Crane again for Covenant with 2 fouls. By the way, Neff Farrell is in the lineup wearing number 44 now for Covenant. He's the one posting up underneath. That's flat. Skip pass right to Ware. Past the halfway point now in period number 2. Here's a long-range 3 on the way, missed, as Wash can't get it to fall, and we'll head the other way. Here's Colvin. Colvin pulls up from 17, no, and the rebound by Ware, and he's fouled in the backcourt. If they got Allmeyer, it's number 3, and Allmeyer's walking away like,
come on, Blue.
So he just picked up number 3.
We will not see him for a while.
Well, one thing about it is we've got a timeout on the floor. To be a full timeout, Covenant leads it by 4.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
One of our network sponsors is Tam's and Sweet and Savory Cafe, a new spot for breakfast or lunch. Opens Wednesday through Sunday. Try our classic breakfast and our sweet baked goods. Located in Lawrence, Indiana. I recommend you Sloppy Joe's or, you ready for this?
Yeah.
The broccoli cheese cheddar soup with an extra pickle. You can check out Tam's at 6427 Oak Lane Road or to carry out 317-760-1640. Sweet and savory Tam's.
You know, I know they have great food, but I always thought that for me, broccoli's a vile weed, so there's no way I'm eating that thing.
I had the broccoli cheese soup the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty good.
My wife loves broccoli. I don't know what you people are thinking, but
yeah.
Who's the first person who picked up a piece of broccoli and said, let's eat this?
Adam.
Well, no wonder he's not very smart.
Well, no, he was, because God did it, so.
Yeah, well, I know who else he listened to as well.
Yeah, he got in trouble for that, didn't he?
All right, Covenant with a 4-point lead following the timeout. Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll stay right here.
Who knew I was going to start a sermon
yeah,
tonight?
Right. Whose fault is it that we're in the condition we're in?
Thank you, Jesus. He loves us, accepts us the way we are.
You got that right.
Yeah, amen.
Boy, the scoring is really slowed down in this quarter. See, we've got 5 each.
Oh, man.
Woo! That'll get you on it.
Yes, sir.
Colvin went hard to the floor after that screen. Neff Farrell picks up his first.
I don't know if Neff Farrell plays football, but Evan Cotto, if you're watching tonight, I think you might want to put him on the offensive line.
He's only a junior, so he still has time. Colvin off the screen, shot short, and we've got a rebounding foul underneath. I think that they got Farrell.
Yeah,
you could see Farrell's hands around him. We could see it from way up here. So now Farrell in foul trouble with 2. Crane has 2.
He's looking at Coach going, I don't know what I did wrong.
Yeah, they never do, though.
They don't.
So now a chance to cut into that 4-point deficit. There's your 5 out.
This is a nightmare for you.
That's Peters.
I like that he faces the bucket.
That's Schnippel. Jumper, no. Rebound, Peters. Peters, put back, yes. Peters on the board for the first time.
I like the aggressiveness. And it's a 2-point ball game.
And that ball goes out of bounds, flat, trying to drive it to the baseline. We'll see Nolan Duncan come back in. Well, if you get Duncan, Wiggins, Colvin, and Doss out there, you got 4 very good athletes that can get up and down the floor. I don't know that we have seen that combination very much here tonight. Flat against the double team. Jump stop. Shot good. Ought to have a Tony Flat tonight. He doesn't need to shoot it from three. He's got 2 3-pointers, but he's been able to take it underneath twice.
I like his jump stop to make sure that the officials know, hey, where's my pivot foot?
Exactly. Here's Colvin on the right wing.
Oh, give it to Peters. Good.
That goes out of bounds. Looked like Peters might have almost been the last one to touch it. Very close down in that baseline.
Nice little student body tonight.
Yeah.
I like the front row. Has the pizza.
There you go.
I wonder if they're sure. Bring it up here.
Here's Peters. No. Colvin, and I think they got Colvin from behind on the push, and they did. That's only his first. And again, fans, there is no such thing as over the back.
No.
So we're going to shoot some free throws now. Both teams are in the bonus for the rest of this opening half of play, and you see Sam Ware at the free throw line, has not scored tonight. He will get one more. It was 14-10 after one.
Yes, sir.
22-17 now. We're almost done with period number 2. The points have just not come as frequently. And, of course, everybody kind of cooled off in the shooting department as well. Peters draws the double team. Kicks out to Colvin. Colvin, the Purdue recruit, will back it up and looks for that high screen. Colvin drives and drew contact. Nothing there. Peters, the offensive rebound, put back. He has 4.
I like how Peters plays the rebound.
Flat back the other way. Open on the right wing. Laughlin can't get it to go. The tip, and eventually running down the basketball is Duncan. Here come the Eagles back the other way. This is Doss driving. Basket good. Dylan Doss on the board for the first time.
How about how he controlled his body and used that backward spin, and this is a 2-point ball game.
So now Covenant as we come up on 1 minute remaining. Looking inside to Tony Flat, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch there by Doss.
And that's a great no call. That could be a foul very easily, but both kids are going for the ball. Ball's going out of bounds. That's a great call by that official.
Andrew Wiggins coming back in, the 6'4 senior. Here's Flat. The nice strong drive and a foul call. We're going to go to the line for 2.
If that's on Wiggins, that would be his second. On COVID.
They're going to say it's going to be Loudon.
It's his first.
Tony Flat making his first trip to the free throw line as well. In fact, this is only the second time the Warriors have been to the free throw line tonight. By the way, did you, on the IndianaSRN basketball polls this week, did you give Covenant a little love?
They are not in the top 5.
No.
But
they're probably in that line that says also receiving votes.
To be determined later. No one voted for you.
9-1. Oh, second free throw is good as well. All your hate mail, send it. Go ahead and send it to Coach.
Well, they play Heritage tonight. They play University tomorrow.
So then you'll decide.
We'll see how that works.
So if they win both, will they get in?
Sure.
Okay. Here's Doss. Doss in the lane, the kick out, and they may play for 1.
If Greg Smith votes for him, I'm sure. You know, he's the alumni.
Oh, okay. So it might be his.
Got to take the heat of the alumni.
Okay. He's the determining factor in many ways. So now you see the clock down to 19. That's Wiggins. Loudon guarded there by Laughlin. Will it be the go-to guy, Colvin?
Got to give him the ball.
Yeah, Colvin sets the screen. Doss going to drive.
Oh, yes.
Nice feed, and the layup good by Duncan. Boy, they broke that down perfectly. I think most of us were thinking Miles Colvin. And then once Dylan Doss broke down his defender, that left Duncan wide open. And there you see your halftime score, 25-23. And well, I tell you, we saw a little of everything in this one here so far in the first half.
It's been a very, very entertaining game. 13 points for Heritage Christian in that second quarter, 9 for Covenant Christian. We're going to be in for a doozy.
Yeah, we certainly are. But right now it is the Warriors leading it by 2.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. You know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year, all sorts of sports. Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
We can't have NBA basketball without the ball itself. So today we are going to go balls deep into the history of the ball, starting all the way back to the game's inception. Let's begin the animated timeline. The game of basketball was invented in the year 1891. Dr. James Naismith was its creator. Now, the game back then was much different than it is today. I'll save the evolution of the game itself for a later video. This video's topic is the balls. And the ball in 1891 was, well, a soccer ball. Now, soccer balls themselves were built a little different than they are today, but the important takeaway is that this ball actually wasn't used for dribbling. Dribbling wasn't a concept for basketball until 1897. As the game became more popular and grew, the ball had no business being a soccer ball. So in 1894, Dr. James Naismith reached out to A.G. Spalding to invent the first basketball ball. Spalding at the time was famous for making American footballs and Major League Baseball gloves. And you can totally see the inspiration of the design, as this ball is laced up at the center like a football. Fun fact about this ball specifically, to celebrate its 125th anniversary, Spalding remade the ball in 2019 around the same time as the Raptors-Warriors finals. As the years went on, basketball got so popular it was able to have its own league formed around the sport. And in 1937, the NBL, or National Basketball League, was formed in the United States, and they needed their own NBL ball. This ball was no longer built like a pigskin football, as the laces are removed for optimal dribbling. The NBA, National Basketball Association, was founded in 1946, but it wasn't till around 1950 when the game got a much upgraded ball. The game got so popular that it started bringing attention of many new fans showing up to watch the games. Keeping up with, spectating, and watching the pace of the game as a fan was difficult, as the brown ball color was hard to keep up with rapid court movement on the brown floor. So around 1950, the ball was remade into an orange ball. The orange ball was much more flashy and visually appealing to fans, as they can easily see it dart around the court. Decades later, the game ball kept evolving. Around 1971, the NBA changed the design of the ball from 4 leather panels to 8 leather panels. Having 8 leather panels instead of 4 allowed for a much better grip on the ball itself for better dribbling techniques. And 1 year later, in 72, the first synthetic leather ball was made, which made producing the ball much cheaper. And now we bring you the iconic NBA ball that many of you know and love, the 1984 1984 Spalding Larry O'Brien official Spalding ball. To quote Heritage Auctions, Wilson had the NBA contract to produce basketballs, which ended following the '83 finals. Also moving out of the office of commissioner was Larry O'Brien. Eventually, Spalding picked up the contract and David Stern assumed the role as top man on February 1st, 1984. This ball is the ball of choice that many fans around the world prefer while playing basketball. Moving on to a slight adaptation of this ball was that failure of a ball in 2006. This 06 ball was made out of cross-traction microfiber, but the ball only lasted for the beginning of the season, as many players complained that it roughed up their fingers, skin, and was overall a terrible ball. The ball was quickly discontinued, and the NBA went back to the classic leather ball. Going forward in the future, coming up for the 2021-2022 NBA season, Wilson will replace Spalding as the official NBA basketball. Now, the leather used for the balls themselves will still come from the same provider, so they won't physically feel any much different. Also, the balls will keep their 8-panel configuration and performance specifics as the ball that is currently used, so it's pretty much the same game with a different name.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Welcome back once again to Heritage Christian. Covenant leads it, as you see right there, 25-23. Now, before we continue tonight, we want to certainly wish one of our colleagues well, who is leaving us after being with us for 3 years. And he is going to be going to West Virginia. Talk a little bit about this young man.
Yeah, Jarrett Lewis been with us. He is a graduate of Eastern Hancock, played basketball, football for them, came to us, actually went to the production meeting and said, I don't think I can do production. I want to do play-by-play or color. And we threw him in, as we do with all of our broadcasters, at 35 independent contractors. Did a great job. Whatever we needed him to do, did well. Earned a spot into the HCAC seat last year as the lead seat for football. Did some tournaments for us, and Jared's going to West Virginia. Got a great mom and dad, great work ethic, and we wish him lots of luck. I know that his girl's going to miss him. I know his mama is definitely going to miss him, but he's working his last game tonight at Guerin Catholic. In fact, when he leaves Guerin Catholic, he goes home and packs his bag and he leaves at 10 a.m. because he's got to be at work on Monday.
Wow.
So congratulations to him. We thank him for his years of service. Now you're going to work more games, I think, Troy. And it's that way everywhere. If you're a broadcaster out there and you feel like you have talent, we would love to listen to you and talk to you and share you what we do, because it's not about us as a broadcast team, it's about the Lord and it's about these kids.
Yeah.
And if you put them first, you'll be very successful in our business because the Lord has blessed us, as we talked about already. He's our cheerleader. You know, we mess up all the time, and he's still up there and cheering for us. I also got to say this. Our producer put the little hat and a little party favor on our SRN logo. I think that would look good on a T-shirt.
I do too.
Next year for Christmas.
Because every day should be a party.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's a gift from God that we're alive, right?
That's right.
Halftime 25-23. What do you put your coach's hat on? What do you do if you're Heritage?
Well, I think I played like I did in that second quarter for sure, and especially the way that Dylan Doss, he had a couple of nice assists there and took the ball to the basket, and of course Miles Colvin had that good first quarter. Played a little bit, not as much in that second quarter shooting-wise, but I would let him keep shooting. I don't know if I have an answer, but the one thing you better do is stop Tony Flatt because he had a good first half at 14, and he played well.
Yeah, and, I think it's going to come down to one or two things. Turnovers for sure, and if you're going to hit that big shot.
Yep.
Who's going to hit the big shot for you?
Well, there's Wiggins. Wiggins, his first shot is missed, and Flatt comes away with it. Flatt quickly pushing it up the left sideline, and we've got a traveling call. That'll be the 5th turnover now for the Warriors.
You catch that ball in that hop, and you're trying to get it under control, and you take this step before you put the ball on the floor. That's the way that's travel.
We're going to miss Jarrett, but we won't miss him on the company basketball team because he's like you. He would never pass the basketball.
He never passed the ball. I passed the ball 1 out of
10.
Okay, maybe.
And that's only because you inbounded the ball.
Yeah, that's true. But I get the ball back. When I block your shot and you're on my team, something is wrong.
And you're stealing it from your own teammates, yeah. Well, I hope he does well. And West Virginia, I never thought of, by the way. It wasn't brought up in any of our conversations, but he's going to do news.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. This is Colvin down the lane. Pull up and no. Tip up good, and there is Wiggins, who is able to get a hand on the basketball and tip it in. And Andrew Crane went to the floor, and he is slow getting up. Wiggins, that's his first 2 of the night.
If Wiggins ran into you, you would be very slow getting up as well. He is built, and you're talking about a straight crate baseball player. Andrew Wiggins is the real deal.
I'd rather have him hit me bodily than hit me with a fastball.
He can throw the fastball. We've seen him play.
Yeah.
He can hit the ball as well. Saw his mom today, and she's just smiling, asking how everything is. Mrs. Wiggins is a great lady.
The only fault I have, and I said it before, is he is going to IU, not Michigan. Should really go to Michigan instead.
Well, okay.
His sister's in Michigan.
Yes,
so
she
why
is.
not keep it in the family? Entry pass underneath and a whistle.
Oh, that's a late
opposite
whistle.
side. Yeah, I think they got Nolan Duncan. So Duncan picks up number 1. We did a baseball game last year, and Mom and Dad were in the press box, and I let them know that he should be going to Michigan. So,
did they listen to you?
No.
Okay. I was a little concerned.
Ball kicked there by Colvin. But it's never too late. And did he sign the?
Yes.
Okay. But there is the transfer portal now. So.
Yes.
Tied at 25. Here is Flatt. No. Flatt was taking off to the other end.
He didn't follow his shot.
He did not.
I think you go inside here.
Here is Doss. Pull-up jumper. Doss said, nope, I'm going to take it myself, not listen to coach. And now it's a 2-point lead for the Eagles. Nice pass inside. Crane with the left hand. His first 2.
Went into the lane of Jones. Wasn't afraid to attack the basketball.
We may go back and forth the rest of the night.
A couple years ago, this went in a triple overtime for a sectional championship.
Early on, it was a 9-point lead at one point, 19-10.
Oh, he got away with a travel.
Yes, he did. This is Colvin. Crossover, step back 3. Yes.
There's nothing you could do. The disgust of the defender is like, come on. but there's nothing you can do with that.
Well, there, you know what, Coach, and you know as well as I do, there's just sometimes you just say, hey, great shot. Is what else you going to do? You had a hand in the face. By the way, Doss picked up his first. Just, that's the way it is. So now, Covenant down by 3. They've been outscored 7-2 in the quarter. Here's Wash. He is no on the shot, and that'll be Colvin.
Covenant got cold.
Colvin. The drive, the feed now to Loudon. Ball loose, baseline. Stay right here.
They have let them play tonight as well. I'm talking about the officials. This has been controlled pretty well.
Yeah. The other night we went to Mount Vernon. That game between Mount Vernon and Westfield was a physical game, but still under control.
Yes.
Baseline drive, Loudon, and he turned it over. That's number 5. So back the other way, Covenant. That is Flat, and offensive foul on Flat, and Coach Flat is not happy. That's the coach, or I should say the official that made the call earlier. Coach Flat wanted a blocking or a charging foul, and he got the block instead. So, by the way, Tony picked up his first. That is the 6th turnover now for Covenant.
And we still have a discussion.
Can we see that discussion?
No, we cannot.
I like reading lips. Here is Dylan Doss. I'm sure it was nothing you and I haven't heard before. Doss, pull up, no, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Andrew Wiggins. We need to find some footage of the years that Coach was coaching on the sidelines and see what some of the things you said down there.
There was a time where a parent gave me a CD of that and asked me if I would hire this guy, and I watched that, and it humbled me to change the way I coach.
Got another whistle and a foul call. We're going to get Isaac Wilson in the ballgame. 23, did he say? Yep, 23. Isaac Wilson is in. This first time we've seen Wilson here tonight for the Eagles. Try to get it inside to Flat, turnover. That'll be number 7 now for Covenant.
Heritage was going to run, and Wiggins did the right thing. Slowed it down and run the tempo that they were supposed to run. Because I don't think if you get in the running game, Covenant could be very good.
There's another pull-up jumper by Miles Colvin in the corner. He has 6 in the quarter, 21 for the ball game. I think they know that he can just absolutely kill you on the outside. Here's Flat, and he's going to go to the line. Heritage wanted a traveling call. They will not get that one. They're going to get Nolan Duncan for number 2, and here is Tony Flat at the line. 14 points in the first half. Whitewash had 6, Laughlin had 3, and Ware had 2, but it was Tony Flat who continues to be spectacular on offense in his senior season, averaging over 13 per game. As we mentioned, Colvin now with 5 3-pointers.
You got him for 21?
Got him for 21. We'll take that back. 19 points, excuse me.
Okay.
Second free throw's missed. Yeah, 6 in the quarter. He had 13 at halftime. I believe that math is 19.
That's that Wyoming math.
It is. The new math. Here's Colvin again. Another 3. Nothing but net. 3 in a row now for Colvin.
How about
now he's got 22.
Yeah. And now look at this lead.
Wow. 8 points. That's the biggest lead for Heritage. Covenant had a 9-point lead. Here's Crane on the drive. Wash in the corner. His shot no good. Colvin with the rebound, and Covenant Christian's gone cold.
They can't hit a bucket.
But a turnover? Nope. It's going to be last touched by Covenant. You're talking about A 13-3 run now put together by Heritage Christian. I think that Coach Flatt is still saying something down here because the one official turned around and looked that way. And generally you don't have him look that way unless you get his attention.
Yes.
Colvin draws the double team. Kick out Wilson. Quick entry inside. And the shot missed by Duncan. Might have been partially blocked. By the way, Paxton Bacon in the lineup now for Covenant. Here is the drive. Basket good.
Wow.
And Tony Flatt will go to the line. Andrew Crane with a bucket. 4 points by Crane here in the third quarter. As we begin to wind things down here in period number 3. By the way, Andrew Crane also picked up his third foul, so he is in foul trouble now for Covenant. Dosh remains in the ball game. Miles Colvin running the baseline, trying to get off that screen. Will receive the basketball at the left elbow. Crossover baseline, pull-up jumper short, and Crane with a rebound. And that'll be a foul in the open court by Nolan Duncan. That should be his third as we are coming up on 30 seconds.
I have him for 4. It is his third.
So it is number 4. So Duncan with 4. And we're going to go to the free throw line. Andrew Crane for the first time tonight. There you see Loudon coming in. Also coming in will be Isaac Weiniger, the senior guard for Covenant. Allmeyer is in the ball game. Allmeyer picked up 3 fouls in the first half. He's been sitting for a while. Want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Pat Cherry Insurance Agency. We suggest you contact his team for all your insurance needs, family, car, business, or home. They're an insurance company to serve you. Contact them at 317-894-7000. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Jack's Donuts. Jack's has great donuts made and served fresh every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by at Jack's Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or Jack's in your neighborhood. Jack's Donuts, the official donut of IndianaSRN.
Tomorrow night we have basketball for you as we will be going to Bethesda for the first time this season as they will play a very good Tipton game. Troy and I will have the broadcast tomorrow night for you. Tip off at 7:30. Then the City Alliance Women's semifinals and finals next week.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun. Check out our broadcast. Check out our website at IndianaSRN.org. And if you would like to help donate to that as well, hit that donate button or contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org.
After the 30-second timeout, here is Andrew Crane for the one in bonus, and he missed it. The tip up, well, that was almost tipped in. I'm pretty sure it was Colvin got a hand on it. But Weiniger was the closest player there for Covenant. So now we'll see if the Eagles will play for one. 5-point lead. Trying to extend it to perhaps 8 right here, but Colvin, the triple team, splits all 3 and puts it off the glass. 24 unofficially, back the other way, Wash at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. After 3, Heritage leads it by 7.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Industrial Sales Associates. They've been an electromechanical component manufacturer's representative for Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee for years. They say good luck to all the teams during this winter sports season. If you need more information, contact Rich at 317-546-1900. And I would imagine, Coach, that Heritage had to have been very happy with that third quarter.
Yeah, 17 points. I would be pretty happy with that. And frankly, Covenant has just gone cold.
Yeah.
It's been Tony Flatt that's been keeping them in the ball game. They need a big quarter here.
That is Bacon in the backcourt against Loudon. When the trap up front causing some issues there, ball knocked out of bounds. Well, how about Miles Colvin? He has shot extremely well. Again, unofficially adding for 24. And he's been hitting from just about everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Nice entry pass to Crane. Got the defender in the air. That's going to be a goaltend. And that's going to go against Peters. So the basket good for Andrew Crane.
Peters had his hand up in that little rotation.
Yeah, he was certainly up above the rim area. So now Eagles will try to build a 5-point lead. We're in the fourth quarter. Heritage Christian trying to get to the 500 mark. This is only their 10th game of the year. And they can go to 5-5, winners of 4 in a row. On the other side, Covenant trying to extend their winning streak to 9.
And they're hitting their stride just in case of the City Alliance in 2 weeks.
Nice drive, and that'll put Loudon at the line.
I got Niemeyer for his first.
Isaac, the 5'10 senior. Loudon, the left-hander, on the board here in the fourth quarter. He has 3.
Stay with us at the end of the game. We'll have our Piper Logistics player of the game.
Second free throw is good. I have a feeling if things stay the way they are right now, we kind of have a lead on a guy.
Yeah. Well, our producer gets the vote tonight too. Travel.
So a turnover there for the Warriors. That is number 8. They average 9.7 per ball game, so they're still under their average. And you see Coach Flatt right there, and kind of is throwing his hands up. They've had some costly turnovers here tonight, but offensively just can't get things going here in the second half. Here is Allmeyer. Off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Sam Ware. It'll stay with the Eagles. And we've got another timeout on the floor. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. Hey, feel like treating someone special to a delicious meal? Try Aspen Creek Grill. Next time you come in for dinner, make sure you buy some gift cards to share with your friends, though Keith hasn't shared any with us. Aspen Creek Grill is great food. Be sure to try their powwow shrimp. Aspen Creek Grill, located in Noblesville. I'm still waiting for our Christmas bonus. I know our producer as well. I could have sworn you told us there was going to be a bonus.
Something's wrong with my headset. I can't hear you.
It's amazing how you have technical difficulties when the really important things come up.
Okay, I'm back live. I got you.
Yeah, we got all this food and we don't see any of that. It's amazing. All right, after the timeout.
Defense is needed here by Covenant Christian.
This is Colvin. And that's going to be a foul against Flatt. That's his second. I'll tell you what, I don't know this official here. Do you know who he is?
Yes.
He is catching it from
Mr. Flatt pretty well.
The third time he's got an earful.
I've had enough.
Well, I should say the third time. At least three we know of
Yes.
that he is getting an earful. This is Dylan Doss in the lane. Drew the defender and can't get the shot underneath. That's going to be Peters going to the line for two. Looks like they got Andrew Crane, and that will be number 4 on Crane.
And I think the officials have told Mr. Flatt they've had enough. Peters have 4 points on the night. Make it 5.
So it is our understanding that Coach Flatt was not happy that the official wasn't making the count.
The 5-second count.
Yeah. I only laugh because it's not funny from his standpoint if I'm Coach Flatt, but I'm just like, this guy right here to our left is just, he's very patient. He's really allowed Coach Flatt to say what he wanted to say. Here, how about this pressure now? Heritage really stepping things up defensively. They've gone back to their man-to-man. They've kind of switched it back and forth. I think their man-to-man's been more effective. Here's Ware, reversing it right side now to Bacon. Wash gets rid of it. Here is Laughlin. Well, they're having a hard time just finding a shot.
Yeah, they can't find a shot. Nice defense.
And the drive, basket good, and the foul, or are they going to call an offensive? Let's wait. Nope, it's going to be the foul against Heritage. And they will get Allmeyer for number 4. Allmeyer says, what did I do? So Wash scores for the first time here in the second half.
Big basket. Big basket.
I like the official over here. He's telling the Heritage Christian fans that that was a good call.
I made the call. Here we go.
Back to 5, so only a 2-possession game despite the Warriors' offensive woes, and there's a turnover. Number 6 now for Heritage. Here's Wash. Steal there by Colvin. Baseline, off-balance shot missed. As Colvin baseball pass down the floor. Here's Allmeyer for 3, short.
You don't need that short shot at 5 minutes.
So here is Flatt. Strip from behind. Allmeyer will get the steal and the layup good at the other end. His first 2 points. Covenant, by the way, with their 9th turnover. And we have a timeout on the floor. The lead has now ballooned to 7. It's a full timeout.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Back here at Heritage, as it's a 7-point lead as we just hit under the 5-minute mark. Foul-wise, we mentioned that Nolan Duncan has 4. Allmeyer has 4, so they're going to have to be careful the rest of the way. Andrew Crane has 4. He's really the only player now for Covenant in foul trouble. Miles Colvin with unofficially 24 points. Tony Flatt on the other side with 18 leading the way.
Smart move here, Heritage Christian putting a little bit of pressure.
Boy, big turnover number 10 and a foul call on the floor. And that's going to go against Tony Flatt. Number 3 now on Tony. We're waiting to see if they're in the 1-and-1, and that's not the case. Foul was committed way out front, so that's why the ball's coming into the sideline here. Colton, by the way, has not scored in this fourth quarter. Nice pass underneath. Peters gets it blocked, gets it back, scores, and is fouled.
Peters has played really well tonight. 7-point.
Foul's going to go against Laughlin, his second. Yeah, Peters has played well, as you mentioned. He did not start tonight.
They can put this back up to a 10-point game.
Well, it seems like every time that Covenant makes a little bit of a run, they end up turning the ball over as the free throws missed.
Here comes pressure again.
Peters, by the way, 1 of 3 from the line. So after foul, and he's in the ball game late, he might be the guy. This is Flatt. Wash from the left wing. And the roll is good. Take that back. That's Paxton Bacon for 3.
That thing hit 3 times on the rim.
Bacon, averaging nearly 7 per game, gets his first points of the night.
That looked like your horse shot tonight.
Yeah.
Well, bang, bang, bang. It didn't go in. But
yeah, and that's why I quit playing. Here is Colvin. Turnaround jumper, no. Battle for the loose basketball, and great hustle out of bounds by Allmeyer. Now let's see if Heritage is going to run a little clock right here. That is Doss with the basketball. Well, now you got to really be, I'm not saying being overly cautious on your shooting, but get a good shot. How about the contact there and the steal by Flatt? Flatt back the other way. Gets rid of the basketball, and what do we have? A traveling call by Laughlin.
Yeah, Flatt could not put the ball up on the hoop. And then the player, Laughlin, just couldn't control the basketball. Here comes pressure.
I'm going to get it to Doss, fouled from behind by Bacon.
Why are you fouling out there?
That's a really good question, as we'll walk to the other end and shoot some free throws.
Do you like this with you're shooting free throws, you don't put a man on the line? Do you like that?
No, I don't.
It's almost like a free gift.
Well, the thing is, I've seen too many times where you get a rebound, one that bounces along and you get an extra possession. I'm not a fan. And the only way I'd do that is if I knew that I couldn't foul. There is the entry pass underneath. Foul will be called against the Eagles, and they will get Loudon for number 2, and that'll put Flatt at the line. I think it might have been the Purdue game last night where Ohio State got an offensive rebound off a missed free throw and were able to get back and score another basket. The free throw is good. I just think if you have an opportunity to put two guys down there at least and nothing hurt, right? I mean, you're still going to make it back. Now, I hate using Purdue as an example, but
I didn't get to see the game.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that. Hey, they won. That's all that matters.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Big Ohio State turnover late, though.
We'll stay at number 1.
No, I don't think you will.
Flat has 20.
I think Houston will be number 1 because you lost that game. Remember that the same day the football team got blown out? You remember that? Lead at 4. We generally don't let anybody forget what happened to their teams. Here's Doss. Throws it inside. Turnover. That's number 8 now on Heritage. Here's Flat from 15. Can't get it to go. Loudon with a rebound. Here is Colvin. Colvin by the defender. Tried to dunk it. Able to get it in, though. First 2 points of the fourth quarter. He now has 26, and we've got a foul call.
It's on Loudon.
Yep, going to get Loudon. So that's going to be the 10th team foul, and Flat will go to the line. Looks like we may have another timeout. This is going to be a full timeout right here. Heritage leads it by 6.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by RefReps. It's designed in partnership with numerous state high school associations. They help officials to hone their skills and promote unity in the officiating world. RefReps is for the new official and the seasoned veteran. If you'd like more information, contact refreps.com. The Piper Logistics player of the game when we are done here tonight. And nothing's been decided yet. Still a 2-possession game. And here is Tony Flat. Flat calmly hits his third free throw of this quarter. 21 points unofficially now for Flat. Colvin there to get the rebound. All those free throws are huge here down the stretch. Colvin down the lane. Yes, how about Colvin? Wow.
He is wrote a book tonight.
28 points unofficially, and we've got a foul on the floor. I think Doss may have picked up the foul. At least his reaction is it's either him or Colvin. They will get Doss for his third. And Flat back to the free throw line. It might take a while to get this remaining 2:19 done, huh? Making sure the two officials are on the same page. I like the Heritage Christian student section. They always quiz the official that's over there.
Always.
Are you sure about that call?
What I like is the cheerleaders down there right by that sign. It says IndianaSRN.
That is a nice sign.
I like that sign. Where you're always in the game.
Second free throw is on the way and good. Flat 5 of 6 from the line. Quickly back the other way. The defense didn't get back, and Loudon scores the layup. Back to 7. Covenant only needs stops. They need buckets quickly. Got away with a travel right there and a foul call against Doss. That's number 4. And guess what? We're going to shoot 2 more free throws. So Paxton Bacon. They've shot 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18 free throws tonight. 19.
Now you got to play defense.
Yeah.
You just can't match baskets. Crane coming back into game. Now Crane has 4. If I'm Heritage, I know where I'm going.
Yeah. Get him back on the bench quickly, but of course Tony Flat, the way he has played tonight, certainly going to be your go-to guy down the stretch. Second free throw is good. Here's the press again. See that clock under the 2-minute mark. Boy, dangerous pass to the sideline. But Allmeyer able to reach up and grab it. And now they'll set it up in the half court. Drive down the lane. Nice feed. Basket good and a foul. And Duncan.
He's made some big buckets. He made a big bucket in the first half.
Yeah, but how about the pass, too? The foul's going to be on Crane, and guess what? He's done.
Out.
Crane unofficially leaving the ball game with 6 points. We have seen the guards at times tonight for Heritage Christian really breaking down the defense, and that leaves guys like Nolan Duncan and Peters wide open down on the baseline.
This is like freezing to play right here.
Boy, isn't it? Long time here for Duncan at the line, and calmly hits the free throw. And looks like we've got another timeout on the floor, and this will be a 30-second timeout. Don't forget, when we're done here, as we mentioned, we'll name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. Right now we have a couple of candidates on there. One would be, of course, Miles Colvin. We'll talk about him if he is named the player of the game. Tony Flat's having a heck of a ball game as well. Flat, 23 points unofficially. Kind of game we really thought it would be, too. I mean, you're talking about both teams going back and forth, and both teams on winning streaks. But maybe for Heritage, you talked about in the pregame, they're starting to pick things up.
Yeah.
Starting to play well.
It helps to be at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, it just helps so much for being at home. There's the people behind the scenes that make IndianaSRN work and tick.
And want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. Use of pictures, video, audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Shot missed in the corner from 3, and the rebound pulled down by Heritage. And now the Warriors will have to foul unless the ball's turned over, but it will not be last touched by Bacon. Well, it's going to be tough now for Covenant. They'll have to end up fouling here relatively quickly and often. That clock will work against them here the rest of the way. Loudon getting the majority of the work as the point guard. Trapped in the corner, nearly threw it away. Colvin will drive inside and slam it home with authority as 30. That may have put the old icing on the cake on that one, huh? As that three's going to be missed. It goes out of bounds, back to Heritage. So now we're going to see another timeout. This will be a full timeout on this one, called by, nope, they're going to see a 30 instead. So Covenant will call a 30-second timeout right here.
One timeout left. Don't forget tomorrow night, right here on IndianaSRN, Bethesda and Tipton, 7:30 start. Troy and yours truly, 7:30 start. You look at this, and I think the third quarter is the tell of the tape that really made a big difference in this ball game. Though we have seen anything's possible with 48.6, but really nice job. And it was a coming out party for number 11 tonight. I think with all the things that he was read about him, and he has shown that he's the real deal.
Yeah, he certainly is. I think his confidence level is higher. I think that just the maturity that we have seen from him tonight has certainly given him a legitimate opportunity to be Mr. Basketball this year. He's going to run it long and dunk another one. 32 now by Colvin. Boy, I tell you what, Covenant let him get behind, and they just threw the baseball pass, made it look easy. The ball knocked out of bounds.
And this is not a 12-point ball game, though, Troy.
No.
It really isn't. This is a 3 to 4 point ball game, and the last time out by Covenant Christian.
Yeah, third quarter was the big key, where really ended up being a 14-2 run at some point during that duration, where Heritage got the lead and just kind of rolled with it from there. And everybody's a little bit confused here on what kind of timeout we're looking at here. And it will be a full timeout. We're going to stay right here with a 12-point lead. I want to remind you that sportsmanship is the fair and generous behavior or treatment of others. Be a good sport and respect our coaches, players, officials, fans, and those broadcasters who work so hard. IndianaSRN and the Indiana State Officials Association knows that sportsmanship begins with you.
You know, we talked about sportsmanship, and we've seen pretty good sportsmanship tonight. This is a heated rivalry. This is a fun game always to do. And, you know, we've seen sportsmanship. And you know what, Troy, we haven't mentioned it, but the fans level is calmed down a little bit, it seems like to me, in the high school game. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's a little bit better than what it was maybe a year ago.
Well, I think in all the games we've done, yes. I know there's been some instances where that hasn't always been the case, but there's still some work to be done. Yep. I always find it interesting we went to Morristown, which I think overall was really good. But it was interesting. I went down and kind of sat among the fans. And I think one thing it might help is if a lot of the fans would understand the game a little bit more sometimes and kind of understand the officiating side of it as well. Here's a shot on the way, no. And that would help.
I think Official Human, what they're doing, making aware of fans and things has helped as well. I think Tony Flatt was thinking this was wrestling, because that was a 2-point takedown.
Well, he was going to go for the basketball, and really, bottom line is he needed to try to get a tie up there. But we'll go back to the free throw line as Loudon, who, by the way, has really done a nice job handling the basketball here in the second half. But the other thing about the fans is, and I understand the emotions sometimes get carried away a little bit. I always think you should try to look at the game from the official side. Try to be them a little bit more and try and understand where they're coming from, because there's nobody that I know of yet that ever goes out there thinking, well, I'm going to get this team or that team. They don't care.
No.
They just go out and call the game.
And they do the game because they love the game.
That's right. Second free throw is missed. So Heritage is going to win this one here tonight. And we've got, I believe, a timeout here. They're going to get some of the players in now for Heritage.
No, Allmeyer just fouled out of the game, so his buddies could come on the court. How about that? How about sportsmanship? How about a team player there?
There you go.
I'll take my 5th foul so you can play 13 seconds.
There you go. That's not bad.
I like it.
And here they come. McGee is in. Green is in. Deaton is in. Pontillo is in. Did I miss anybody here? Looks like Loudon's going to stay in. And here is Flatt. Chance to get to 25 tonight. He missed that one. I have him in officially for 23. Actually got him for 25 now, excuse me. And chance to get to 26 here. Second one will go in, so he will finish with 26. Entry pass will find Green. In the corner, three-pointer on the way is no good by Deaton. Last possession perhaps right here, and the layup good by Wash, and that's going to do it. Your final score, Heritage Christian wins it here tonight. They will go to 5-5 on the season. They've won 4 in a row, and there's your final, 61-51. Time to name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game here tonight. And what an outstanding ball game it was for Miles Colvin, as he will finish with 32 points. Again, those numbers are unofficial, but he finished with 32 points here tonight. And he is the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. He had 13 at halftime, 19 points in the second half. And there you see it, Miles Colvin, our Piper Logistics Player of the Game. Don't forget, we're back tomorrow night. Keith and I will be here. Pregame at about 7:20. Tip-off will be at around 7:30. Thanks to the entire crew. As always, great job. Thanks for being with us. Heritage wins it by 10. This has been high school basketball on Indiana SRN.